This is my Envision a Literacy Program project for EC to 6. So behaviorism is measuring human behaviors, and this measurement can be observed and it can also be measured. And then cognition is using the mind to solve a problem or complete a task. While all of this can be included with motivation, and motivation includes a positive and negative reinforcement. An example of this is a positive reinforcement is when a student who receives verbal praise and a good grade for correct answer is likely to learn those answers more effectively, while a negative reinforcement is less likely to learn them as effectively. This kind of learner tend to avoid responses that are associated with punishment or unpleasant consequences such as poor grades, and this is discouraging to the students. So my first one is located by ResearchGate, and it can be found on page 50. And this is doing activities to improve literacy. A quote that I really like from them is, "I think content area literacy begins the moment a child uses reading to learn or to enjoy or to inquire. As soon as students are learning to read, they are reading to learn. They are reading to enjoy, to inquire." And this ends the quote. So this means that activities along with literacy, such as learning logs, and learning logs can be in notebooks where students use to record the information or make questions about the content, reflection of what students learn. Another form is webs, charts, or diagrams to show their process or just what they're thinking and learning. Along with this also gives teachers information on students' learning and their understanding and where the direction of their learning is. With the same article and research, I also found on page 51 using different texts to improve literacy. So this just means providing access to multiplicity of text types for students. For example, one of them can be through magazines such as Kids Discovery or Time for Kids. Other ones are newspaper, internet articles, or other electronic texts can be interesting and made more fun for students to read rather than just reading from a book. And a quote I like from them is, "At least half of the print materials in the primary level classroom library should be informational. The percentage should increase in the upper elementary grades. Information trade books can be a particular rich classroom resource. Today's information books contain wonderful examples of well-written exposure and are ideal for exposing children at all grade levels to content-related information in engaging and meaningful ways." And that ends the quote. My third research was moving up and dancing, and so pretty much moving body parts to improve literacy. And the article I found, the quote that I really enjoyed that went with this was, "While it is important to understand the value that dance can add to students' cognitive skills, it is just as important, if not more so, to know the how and why dance contributes to learning, as well as the organizational and instructional conditions that allow arts learning to help students become more successful students." So I think that dancing and getting up to move to improve literacy is tremendously awesome because this applies to all types of learners. The first learner is kinesthetic learners, and this allows them to move, get up, dance, and just be involved and moving their body parts to learn. The second one is auditory, which is hearing the music, or not necessarily even music, but the rhythm and just seeing a pattern and just listening to that pattern. And the final one and third one is visual, which is allowing students to see what is going on, and they get to see how other kids are participating in the pattern of the dance moves and the body parts. So pretty much this type of learning for literacy is getting up, and moving and helping children to not be bored or those who cannot sit still. And sometimes having dance patterns can help students really retain information. And my last and final one is it's with another article and research, and this can be found pages 31 through 46. And this is pretty much integrating oral and written English language instruction into the content area teaching. So pretty much this means that strategically using instructional tools. And this can be an example of short videos, using visual and graphic organizers. And along with this anchor instruction, it also helps students make sense of their content. If you are going to use short videos, make sure that the short videos is less than 5 minutes in order to make it a short video. Otherwise, it's considered a long video. Engaging students in the learning process, and make sure to encourage students to be active learners during these activities. So this will, by doing this, you can help them by providing some provocative questions before and after the activity or video or demonstration or activity, just helping their mind think and get their mind thinking along with the question and how to answer it. And these can be written beforehand the lesson by the educator. This also means that teachers should be providing regularly opportunity for students to work and talk together, sharing their ideas and what they're thinking in like a group setting or with partners, and just making time for this. And this doesn't have to be a long period of time. It could be taking 1 minute out during the lesson or a couple seconds. This also means providing positive feedback when assessing students' writing. Rather than discouraging them, you can make correction through providing positive feedback and saying, oh, maybe next time try this, or etc. And all of these literacy definitely can apply to the diversity in the classroom. All of these 4 ideas that I just shared for improving literacy can be changed, and it can meet the requirements of the age and grade level, along with meeting students' needs in the classroom. So activities can change. They don't all have to be the same. You can change them up to meet the needs of the classroom and the grade level. For example, and the dance moves, all of that can be rearranged to make it more simple or more complicated for students depending on the grade level. And all these changes that will be made will be based on what the educator thinks best for the classroom and the individual. And this concludes my Envision a Literacy Program EC through 6 project.